gentlemen, heels and heelettes, welcome back to another episode of Blunt Impact. I am your boy Chris G, along with my tag team partner. We form the Pot Heels. He is the three-time baby making champion Ness, and we are joined by our co-host, Mary Jane, as usual. The first episode of Impact Wrestling 2021. Kind of an interesting episode to get into. Before we get into it, we want to remind everybody at home, like, share, comment, subscribe, all the good stuff. Share the love. We will share the love back. Ness, how are you feeling today?
I'm feeling mighty fine, my good brother. True Hills, what's the deal? Getting into a great episode of Impact. Shout out to Impact. The way they kicked off this year was on point. I'll give them their props. Got to do it.
Yes, and before we get into how they start off 2021, we're gonna light our blunts. We're gonna count down from 3. We hope everybody at home, whether you're smoking a blunt, joint, bong, pipe, dabbing, literally dabbing, oil dabbing, whatever you're doing, just do it with us when we count down. All right, 3, 2, 1. Oh yeah. We start off with Josh Matthews and his lovely wife, not on screen, Madison Rain. They're doing commentary once again, and we're going right into the action. We're starting off with a fatal 4-way. These guys will be in the Super X Cup in Impact Genesis, what we'll get to later. The 4 participants for this fatal 4-way was Crazy Steve, the returning Ace Austin with Madman Fulton, a newcomer, Casey Navarro, and another newcomer, Blake Christian. So out of all these guys that I've seen a little bit of Blake Christian, and I have seen literally none of Casey Navarro. Casey's not bad, but Blake Christian, I from what I have seen and what I've been hearing about him on New Japan Strong, I think, or for a few other shows that he's been on, maybe UWN, some of these shows, he's pretty good, and he brings a lot of energy and explosiveness. Fits perfect with the X division. Casey Navarro's not bad either. You could tell he's still pretty young, but small dude, but he moves good. Of course, you're gonna get good shit with Ace Austin and Crazy Steve just being crazy. Made for a hell of a fatal 4-way to pop off the show. Crazy Steve gets the win to build some momentum in the Super X Cup. Ace Austin, of course, is the favorite, but a guy that we should be looking out for is definitely Blake Christian. So Ness, I know you enjoyed this match.
Hell yeah. I enjoyed this shit so much. I watched it twice. Like, it was, man, this was how you start the year off. Definitely start this episode of Impact off on the right fucking foot, man. This is what the X division is all about. High, fast-paced action. It was just nonstop from start to finish. I definitely want to see more of Blake Christian. Like you said, I've seen some of his work so far. Definitely seen him in the the New Japan Super J Cup tournament that they had, and he impressed me there. He definitely impressed me in this match on this episode of Impact. I just can't wait to see him in the actual X Division, X Cup, whatever you want to call that shit. I believe I seen Casey Navarro last year at, if it's the same guy, at Battle Club Pro's One for All event. I think he teams with Tasha Steelz actually there. I think they're called Culture Season. That's the same guy. He definitely, if it's the same guy, he definitely stepped it up. Like, he was good then, and his performance in this match was great. I definitely enjoyed him as well. Ace Austin, I found it funny that he hasn't been in the X division for quite some time. He said he was only in it for like 4 months and then went on to do other things. He wins X Division Star of the Year. Now he's back in the X Division, which is hilarious. So, and then Crazy Steve's just Crazy Steve, and then out of everybody, he wasn't the person that I expected to pick up this win. I figured it would be either Ace Austin or Blake Christian. But it was a great opener, man. It definitely set the tone for the rest of the night, in my opinion. And it was just a great match overall. I just need all these guys to bring that same energy this weekend at Genesis for the X Cup, Super X Cup.
Yeah, it should be a nice little tournament, and we'll definitely get into that card later in the show. But we're gonna have a little segment which turns into a match with Cousin Jake. Comes out with Rhino, and he's saying, he could change Cody Deaner. He could get to him. He just wants to find out why he's doing what he's doing. So they call out Eric Young and Joe Doring. Eric Young comes out, cuts a nice little promo, but Cody Deaner comes out bald as fuck, and he looks aggressive, man. They have a little tag match. He's beating Cousin Jake's ass for most of the match. Just good aggression on his side. Good selling by Cousin Jake, even though Jake's bigger, a significantly bigger dude than Cody Deaner. He's getting beat up. He's trying to convince him, like, hey man, you don't got to do this, but he's just taking the ass whipping. Joe Doring was limited in the ring as from a TV time perspective. We didn't see a lot of him, but I would say the 45 seconds that we did see of him in the ring was pretty powerful and explosive. So it was a good little tease. I'm looking forward to seeing more Joe Doring. Yeah, man, they're about to kill them after the match, but Tommy Dreamer makes a save. He challenges them to a 3-on-3 match at Hard to Kill. Old school rules, hardcore match, no holds barred, whatever the fuck you want to call it. That's what we're getting at Hard to Kill. So I usually don't like stuff like this, but you know what? It's kind of refreshing. It's nice to see in 2021, I guess, in Impact Wrestling, giving these guys a little bit of a shine, like Cody Deaner and stuff. So how'd you feel about it?
Yeah, Cousin Jay got his ass kicked, like a lot, for like a good 90% of the match. And for like a good 90% of the match, he would not tag in Rhino. Like, he's just, no, I can do it. I can be the voice of reason to my cousin, Cody Deaner, which I love the fact that they shaved his head, because it's kind of symbolizing the fact that he's just following Eric Young's lead right now. Eric Young has a shaved head. So, which I actually thought that they were going to do this 2 weeks ago when they started showing the vignettes of, with all these guys and Eric Young talking to Cody Deaner. I just felt that they were going to cut it then, but I knew it was going to get cut eventually. I just thought it was going to be then. So, the new look, new aggression is working great for Cody Deaner. They're pretty, I love where this is going. Part of the fact because I big booked this shit, so let's keep that to the side. But yeah, with Tommy Dreamer coming out, now this is going to be a 3-on-3 hardcore old school rules match. I think that's where it's definitely not going to end there, but that's definitely a great way to keep keep it fresh and keep it interesting, so to speak. And I want to see more. Definitely want to see more of Joe Doring. Like, that little bit of time he had in the ring was nothing. I asked to see him in the ring. I got it, but I'm being greedy. I want more. I need to see more Joe Doring, which I'm pretty sure I'm definitely going to see a lot more once this match happens at Hard to Kill.
Yeah, for sure. Cousin Jake got beat like his mom called him and told him to put the chicken in the sink to defrost, and then she got home and he totally forgot about it. He got that ass whooped.
Word. You know how it is, the chanclata.
Oh yeah, the flying chancla. Whoop, whoop, yeah. Like a boomerang.
Yeah, I would just get belts.
Those two.
Yeah.
Next up, we have the nice little promo from. He's not a security guard, all right? He's been in the fucking business for 14 years. He is a professional wrestler. He is here in Impact Wrestling to be a professional wrestler. And he's going to try to go 3 minutes with Moose. He's either going to be the guy that's known for getting beat up by Moose, or everybody's going to remember the name Matthew Palmer. So we have the 3 minutes with Moose challenge. Moose is, in slacks and shoes. He's not taking this serious. Just beating the poor guy up for a good 2 minute and 40 seconds, I'd say.
Yeah.
But right at that 2 minute and 40 second mark, Willie Mack's music hits. And they have an upcoming match at Genesis, an I Quit match. And, he's distracted, man. He wants to get it on with Willie Mack now. He wants to get it on. He wants to get it on. And before we know it, the clock strikes 3 minutes. And that's it. Matthew Palmer lasted 3 minutes with Moose. Kind of seen this coming. I don't mind it. It's a good way to introduce new talent. So, it's good. I really don't have any complaints. I'm looking forward to the match. I guess it was a nice way to keep that intrigue going into the I Quit match, which is hopefully their blow-off match. So how'd you feel about it?
Yeah, that's exactly what I was going to say. It's definitely something that keeps the like you said, keep it intriguing, keep you interested. I like the fact that Moose lost, but Moose didn't lose per se. He didn't get pinned. He didn't submit. So he's still going into this looking strong because he beat the shit out of Matthew Palmer. Like you said, for 2 minutes, basically almost 3 minutes, Willie Mack coming out, distracting him, dirty finish. So, it's good stuff, man. Like, they're doing this right. Like you said, now Willie Mack's probably going to have to pay for that. We'll see what happens at Genesis, Last man standing. Willie Mack don't want to quit. He says when he stops, and we're gonna see how that plays out for him.
I don't think it's gonna end good for Willie Mack, but
not at all.
But we'll see what happens. It should be a good match. Hopefully, plenty of destruction. I love that shit. So we have the last semifinal match of the Impact Tag Team Knockouts Championship. It is Jordynne Grace and Jazz versus Havoc and Nevaeh. Jordan and Jazz dominated the match mostly. They dominated Nevaeh, kept her in the corner. Good tag team work, good chemistry, nice power moves. But just out of nowhere, Havoc gets the blind tag. There's just a little chaos in the ring and one mishap, and bam, Havoc and Nevaeh get the win and go on to the finals to go up against the winners, I think, for sure now, in Tasha Steelz and Kiera Hogan. But an upset. Grace is salty. She just walks out, doesn't even say anything to Jazz, just bounces. We see Jazz in the back looking for her. She's like, my bad, but it is what it is. That's what happens. Grace apologizes. She's still a little pissed about it. She wants Jazz to stick around. She kind of feels like she ruined her retirement, so she challenges her to a final match, or maybe just hopefully not Jazz's final match, but you never know. An open door match, I guess. To Jazz at Genesis, so we will see that. I'm looking forward to it. Jazz lost a step. She's up there in age, but she's still a good worker. So combined with Jordynne Grace, I think they could tell a good story, have a good, decent match. What do you think?
Yeah, definitely. The tag match, I was actually very, I don't want to say surprised. Excuse me. I don't want to say surprised because I knew it was going to be a good match. But the fact that, scratch all that. First, let me shout out the Negro Buck on, I forgot which episode it was, but he definitely called this. Got to give him props. Nick Jackson, you got that one, big dog. But I didn't see Havoc and Nevaeh coming out with the win. I love the fact that Havoc and Nevaeh actually did get the win, even though that I figured that it was going to be Jazz and Jordynne Grace. But now they get a match out of this, an extra match. Havoc and Nevaeh go on to Genesis. Is it Genesis or no, Hard to Kill? I forgot where they do this shit at. Goes on to Hard to Kill, or is it Genesis? I don't fucking remember. They go on to the finals versus Tasha Steelz and Kiera Hogan. Yes, my favorites to win. But I don't know, man. I'm getting kind of heelish vibes from Jordan Grace. I don't know how you feeling. I don't know. She might want to. She's already on a losing streak. She lost the knockout championship to Deonna Purrazzo, the Demon Slayer, dubbed right here on Blunt Impact. She loses the tag team title opportunity to even get the knockouts championships. She might be feeling some type of way, and Jazz is just going to be the person to feel the brunt of that. I don't know. It could happen. I'm not going to big book it though. I big book shit that I'm for sure on. I'm not for sure on that, but that'd be something I like to see.
Nah, I think I kind of seen the one-on-one coming between them, but I thought they were gonna make it to the finals first, lose at the finals.
Yeah,
And
exactly.
But the way that they did it now with Jordan walking off, I definitely could see a heel turn coming in the future. So I guess we'll get into that when we get into the predictions for Genesis. Next up, we have Ethan Page with his shrink, and he's just letting out his problems and what he doesn't know what he's gonna do for this year. Technically, he's not even under contract for Impact Wrestling, and he's there. But his therapist is Karate Man, and he doesn't like the fact that Karate Man's not really paying attention to him. So at Hard to Kill, there is gonna be a one-on-one match between Ethan Page and Karate Man, which is Ethan Page.
I'm here for it. I don't know how they're going to do it, but I'm here for it.
You got my attention. Can't really say much about it. You got my attention. That's it.
Yeah, I don't know how the fuck it's probably going to, obviously, it has to be cinematic. It's not going to be like Su Yung was out there still on that shit was dope. So I want to see how they do this.
It's definitely going to be
off right there during this segment. He's talking to him, well, obviously talking to himself. I think they could probably make it work. I don't know if it's going to be like a long match, but we'll see. You already knew he was talking to Karate Man, which is hilarious in itself. Now he's just trying to get himself together. Like, what if he loses to Karate Man? That would be like terrible.
Yeah, which might happen.
This is just gonna be great.
I think it's either cinematic or he has really good stunt doubles. So we'll but either or
Khan funding him now apparently, so he might have a stunt double.
We'll see what happens.
Oh, I haven't said this. Bump the budget. They're bumping the budget. Yeah.
Next up, we see AC Romero. He finds Johnny Swinger. Swinger's talking his fucking carny lingo, but he says he thinks it's one of the knockouts. And he says something very creepy. He says, AC's like, how am I supposed to get into the knockouts locker room and just start investigating them? He's like, you just walk in there, daddy. That's what I do all the time. Now, that's how you catch a case, bro. That's how you get part of that movement. You know what I mean? That movement. Whichever movement.
Yeah, it's a lot of
do it. Don't be a fucking jabroni like Swinger. Don't do that. Especially not you, AC. We got Deonna Purrazzo and Kimberly. They come out. They call out Taya Valkyrie, who of course comes out with Rosemary. They have a nice little back and forth. Just some verbal jousting. No physicality, which is good because I just want to see the match. I don't want to see them beat each other, tear each other apart right now. Eventually, Rosemary is approached in the back by Tennille Dashwood, and she's just trying to stir up shit, trying to say, Taya's getting the championship match, but where does that leave you? What are you doing? Do you feel important? Rosemary just tells her to kick rocks. But Deonna Purrazzo sees Father James Mitchell in the back. He's like, did you take care of our problem with Su Yung? Father James Mitchell's like, kinda. She's not exactly Susie. She's not exactly Su Yung. So out comes I don't know what to call her. What is she, a lawyer?
Like
a secretary?
Yeah.
A fucking stenographer? She looked like a stenographer. Her name is Susan.
Or a librarian.
She's Susan the stenographer. That's it. She's Susan the stenographer. She be in the courtroom.
Yeah, that's her. Yeah, she did look like that.
She looks stressed out. She's stressed out like a stenographer. So Yeah, that was some good shit. Just solid segments all around with that. Maybe not the Tennille Rosemary interaction, but everything else was pretty cool.
Yeah. The Susan, I want to see where they go with that shit. Because she was Sue Young, she was Susie, now she's Susan, like the three faces of Foley.
The range of character.
I gotta see how she does this.
Yeah.
I want to know what her occupation is, though. Like, is she really a stenographer? Is she a businesswoman?
Right?
Yeah, like she be talking all
Hopefully they
proper.
have a little
That's she
backstory.
like she was like talking all proper and shit, all like straight to the point.
Hopefully they give us a backstory. Well, we'll see. We'll see hopefully next week. More depth to the character. But speaking of characters, we have Rohit Raju, and Chris Bay in the back. Bay's cocky as shit. Rohit Raju is he's mad because Bay finessed himself into the match. But they're plotting on Manic. They're like, listen, we know Manic and Chris Bay is the same person. Why don't we just challenge these guys to a tag team match? So they approach TJP. They're like, where's Manic? You want to have a tag team match? He's like, well, me and Manic don't get along. Some other baloney and fucking walks away. I just want this to end already. Hopefully our Hard to Kill ends for good. I think Ness's face says it all. Should we just move on? Let's move on.
Cover his fucking arms.
Cover his arms, damn it.
I want to see the match, and I like all these guys in the match. Like they are talented individuals, but this storyline is fucking stupid. Impact. This is like I'm enjoying Impact. I enjoy the storyline to a certain degree. I think it's stupid, but I'm a fan of the wrestlers of it. So I'm like somewhat supporting it regardless, even though I think this shit is stupid. But yes, this shit is stupid. Like, we know it's TJP. TJP shouldn't even have the fucking Impact, the X Division Championship, because he cannot go for the X Division Championship. If TJ, I'm tired of fucking repeating myself. Make it make sense. This nigga better lose. If he doesn't lose, I'm gonna be so mad. No, I'm not. I'm gonna be all right. But this is so like he has to lose now because this is how stupid this fucking storyline is. Come on, man.
Impact Wrestling has been doing pretty good with
That's what I'm saying. Like this could be so much better. They could have put a stipulation in like, oh, he gets one more shot. Clearly, if he gets the one last shot, whatever, all that bullshit. But come on, man, this is fucking dumb. If you would have had him in like the suicide suit, it would have been cool. It would have been Manic in the suicide suit. It would have been all right. No, you got fucking TJP tattoos showing, commentary alluding to the fact that this is fucking TJP. Come on, bro. Get the fuck together, Impact. Yeah.
chairs, kendo sticks, just hurting each other. They finally make it into the ring. The match is finally official. Turns out, after wrestling back and forth, nice little back and forth, but they just start abusing the ref. The ref just double disqualifies him, throws the shit out. No contest, I'm out of here. You guys aren't going by the rules. They still start fighting. Eddie has the baseball bat. He's ready to use it on Sami, and Sami pulls out his phone, does his little glitch thing, and Alicia Edwards is locked in a cage somewhere backstage. Eddie, of course, freaks out, just goes straight to go find her. He finally finds her, and guess who's back there? The world's most dangerous grandpa, Ken Shamrock. And he just lays the beats on Eddie while Sami just eventually comes through, hits him with the bat. They chain him with barbed wire to the gate while Alicia watches.
You did this.
Yeah, man.
You did this.
Yeah, they killed Eddie Edwards. I just want this shit to end already too. I mean, honestly. What about you?
Eddie Edwards looked like Master Splinter in the first Ninja Turtle movie when he had him up on the cage and shit. Nah, but I mean, I like how it started, but then the ending was just like, all right, cool. Nothing. We've seen this already, just like we've said this many a time on this topic of this feud and this rivalry. I like the fact that now that the match is a barbed wire match or barbed wires involved somehow. I don't really remember how. I'm smoking. Who cares? So that'll be another addition to the match that should turn it up a notch. Like, it should be a fairly good match, but everybody's pretty much over the feud. So, and they keep even alluding to like, yeah, these niggas wrestle each other a lot in layman's terms. So yeah.
We get a paid ad, another paid ad from Tony Khan early in the night, and damn man, he's cutting promos on Don Callis. He said Moxley was robbed. Well, let me rephrase. Tony Schiavone says Moxley was robbed by the Winnipeg Mafia. Shit had me rolling because Schiavone was great, complimenting Tony Khan. Because Tony Khan just playing his role as a geek, saying he got $100 from his grandma on a Christmas card, and you know what? I'm gonna buy my ad time with it. I'm gonna give it to your boss and buy your ad.
That was some bullshit. He was talking greasy. They said he had $100.
My man put his whole wang on the table and was like, "Hold this, Don." He said, Don Callis said that he helped make AEW. Tony Khan responded, "Oh, you helped AEW. Well, I'm only the guy that funds it, signed the guys, books the shows, puts the venues together. This guy does everything.
Shit.
Literally does everything. Talking that shit." Damn, just made me. If you can't love Tony Khan at this point, I don't know what to tell you. He's literally the coolest billionaire I've ever seen in my life. Sorry, Vince.
Nah, man, this shit is fucking great. But you know what I love about this? They show it again on Dynamite, but I love the fact that it comes on Impact first. You know, all the commercials and shit. So it's like, I'm definitely gonna show it on my shit, but let me show it on your shit first. Because I can do that.
Choice plugging. Excellent way of plugging the card as usual.
Yeah.
But this leads into Kenny on his tour bus with Don Callis and the Good Brothers, and he's embarrassed. He's embarrassed. This is the owner of the company that he holds the world championship for. He has to work for this fucking guy, right? Well, he'll be dead. Well, not him. He won't be dead. Rich Swann is backstage with Motor City Machine Guns, and Rich Swann starts talking that shit. He cuts a promo. He's pissed, and he'll be damned if another man is going to come to his territory and call himself the world champion. Rich Swann is the Impact World Champion. He is the world champion on Tuesdays, not Kenny. Came with that heat. Motor City Machine Guns did their thing too, but Rich Swann really came with that heat. And they said, you know what? Why are we waiting so hard to kill? Let's go find these guys right now. So they go to the tour bus, start banging on the door, come out. But guess what? Classic Good Brothers and Kenny Omega, waiting behind, just come out of nowhere and start beating the shit out of them. They make Rich Swann look at the real world championship, the AEW World Championship. And it's Bullet Club, for life. I don't know, man. Just good shit every week. Just I need to see it. Across the board, every wrestling company involved with this segment, including AEW, just good shit all around. How'd you feel about that as the highlight of the show, in my opinion?
Yeah, that definitely was the highlight of the show. That shit was great. Like, I love the fact that Rich Swann is like, yo, I'm tired of all this bullshit. Let's go. Let's get this shit. Let's get it the fuck on. They got outsmarted, but walking to the back, the bull with the list, he was just he took that shit. Well, you know, I
What
love the fact
list?
that he's such a baby face that he didn't knock the guy out and keep going. He just took the list, walked past him, and just went out.
Toaster.
So,
I
you know,
thought he was gonna hit him, but he
yeah,
didn't.
exactly. I thought he was going to hit him too, but he was just like, nigga, fuck you. And just kept on going. So I love the fact that, like, even in Impact's defense, that Rich Swann is stepping up. He's like, I'm the world champion here. Like, this is my house. I'm going to show you this is my house. Instead of machine guns, like, there's been a coup. You know, Gallows and Anderson, Impact World Tag Team Champions, are running with Kenny Omega. So, like, they got something to go after as well. So I just love, like, first of all, the storyline is fucking amazing. All the talent in this storyline are fucking phenomenal, top notch in-ring workers. So it's just all coming together and it's just beautiful, man. This pro wrestling is fucking beautiful.
Yeah, it is beautiful, especially times like this. As we're recording this, the United States is going through some shit, so it's always good to have that release, that
Yeah,
distraction
a lot of
from the
white
outside.
privilege, Larry D.
We'll talk about Larry D sooner or later. But before we get going, let's real quick just run down the Impact Genesis card and we can do some predictions. So it's basically the Super X Cup and just one more other match or two more other matches, I believe. We have Moose versus Willie Mack in an I Quit match. Who do you think is gonna win this? Moose. Yeah, I agree. Definitely Moose. Um, I think it's Jordan Grace versus Jazz on this card as well. Um, it might be hard to kill. I don't see it on this, but it might be on this card. But if it is, who would you say?
Jordan Grace.
Jordan Grace. Yeah, I'm gonna go with Jordan Grace as well. For the first round of the Super J Cup, we have Suicide versus Ace Austin, Davari versus Jake, Cousin Jake, Crazy Steve versus Trey Lamar, and Blake Christian versus KC Navarro. So those are your 8 competitors. We could just predict the finals and the winner. One bracket I believe is Suicide, Ace Austin, Davari, and Cousin Jake. The other bracket is Crazy Steve, Trey Lamar, Blake Christian, and Casey Navarro.
Ace Austin versus Blake Christian.
And who do you think is gonna win?
I think it's gonna win. I want to go with Blake Christian, but I think Ace Austin. Shit. Fucking, I'm gonna go with Blake. I'm gonna go Blake Christian. Watch that nigga lose in the first round. I'll be pissed.
No, he has Casey Navarro. I think he's gonna beat Casey Navarro. Go on to defeat Crazy Steve, who has a little momentum. So, I think he's gonna give Ace Austin a good match, but at the end, Ace Austin does win the Super X Cup. So that'll be it for this week's episode of Blunt Impact. We want to remind everybody at home to like, share, comment, subscribe. Thank you for smoking with us. Ness, where can we find you at?
You can find me on Twitter at skinny_Kravitz. You can find me on Instagram at skinny__Kravitz. And you can find me right here on the True Hill Heat YouTube channel. I am the sixth man of the. I'm not saying the whole name again. I'm the sixth man. I'm on everybody's fucking pot. I'm on everybody's segments, everybody's shows. You can also catch me on Review of Honor with my man Stat King, the man of 1,004 numbers. You can catch me right here on Blunt Impact with my man Chris G. You can also catch me on Joints and Jabronis with my man Chris G. We form the Pot Heels. So, and you can also listen to my illustrious voice on True Toxicity. Gotta plug it.
Yes. You can find me at True Hill Chris G. You could also find me here at the True Hill Heat YouTube channel. Wednesday Night Warriors with my man Romeo Anthony Colon. Here at Blunt Impact, of course, with one half of the Pot Heels, the three-time baby making champion Ness. Uh, Also, Joints and Jabronis, we will have an episode very soon. Just waiting for some more botches to come in. Um, yeah, and some roundtables. I'm sure we'll have an Impact Genesis special up to. Um, yeah, that's about it. I want to thank everybody for watching us. This